In this presentation, we will be informing you about the Salem witch trials. Witchcraft is the practice of magic, especially black magic, and is used to conjure spirits. We would like to tell you about what the witch trials actually were.
The witch trials occurred in the 17th century and was a series of false accusations against the people that the townspeople did not like. This then turned into a snowball effect. This resulted in over 200 people being accused and over 20 people being executed. The biggest target during this time was the elderly woman. This hysteria lasted for over several months and no one knew how to stop it.
People in the 17th century were afraid of these so-called witches. They didn't know what the witches were capable of, and the practice of witchcraft went against everything they had been told and believed in.
The hysteria was caused by the people of the town. The people caught on that they could get out of any type of trouble by accusing others of witchcraft. These other people included poor people, people who had bad reputations, and people who did not get along with townfolk.
People knew that because of this, they could be accused and brought to trial at any time. Eventually, there was a special court made for just the witch trials.
The hysteria of the witch trials scared the Puritans. They knew that anyone in town, including themselves, could be accused and brought to trial, and possibly the gallows.
The accusations in Salem were taken very seriously. No one had any evidence against the crime, therefore it was always a your word versus their word situation.
However, the people of the town came up with creative ways to find evidence of someone being a witch. One was called the witch cake. In this, every girl accused of being a witch would urinate on the cake. The court would then feed the cake to a dog, and as the dog eats the cake, one of the girls would scream. Usually the one who screams is the witch.
Another way to find if someone was a witch was called the Lord's Prayer. The accused victim would have to recite the Lord's Prayer without fault or hesitation.
Next, we would like to show you pictures of what it was like during the Salem witch trials. The first picture shows a woman accused of witchcraft being arrested by the people of Salem. The second picture shows a young girl being accused of witchcraft and how all the people in the town got involved whenever it came to witchcraft. This last picture shows how the town stereotyped the witch as old woman who rode broomsticks and created evil spells. As you can see from the picture, the witches look like witches seen in modern-day movies. This goes to show how the stereotype of witches has evolved into modern-day culture.
The witch trials began in Salem, Massachusetts, when a minister's daughter and niece started acting different. This caused a widespread of chaos and accusations everywhere. People in this time strongly believed in their religion. Some people may have genuinely believed in the witches, while others were just using them as a convenient scapegoat for life's problems. Puritan religion was fading away, and they needed an excuse to attract more people to their religion. They convinced people that if they were more persistent in going to church, the devil would not consume them. People who didn't get along well with others or one person were accused all the time. However, people used this to their advantage by saying the devil possessed them and was going to possess others just to get out of a crime.
The witch trials came to an end when a well-respected minister started realizing that good, innocent people were being accused. They realized that most of the evidence was just speculation. Governor William Phips ended the court of Oyer in October 1962. The last of the trials were finished by the Superior Court of Judicature. By September 1692, the hysteria had begun to abate and public opinion turned against the trials. Through the Massachusetts General Court later annulled guilty verdicts against accused witches and granted indemnities to their families. Bitterness lingered in the community, and painful legacy of the Salem witch trials would endure for centuries.
The Salem witch trials were a horrific time in history in which people were accused of witchcraft. Over 200 accusations of men, women, and children, and over 20 deaths. People began taking advantage of this and used it to admit their sins, but blame it on witchcraft to get out of trouble. The Salem witch trials were a very shady time in history. Salem, Massachusetts was not alone in its witch hunts. A wave of witches swept Europe from the 1300s to the 1600s. These witch hunts happened for a variety of reasons and were greatly influenced by the fear of the devil and the commonly accepted belief that he could give witches the power to hurt people as a reward for their loyalty.
And this concludes our presentation on witchcraft.